Welcome boys and girls. So I got this comment which asked me to rate all of the abilities for the current legends. We currently have 24 legends, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my best ability choice for legends in Dominion. This video is going to be strictly based in Dominion. Now bear in mind that all of these abilities have their own individual use. What I'm trying to say is some abilities will be good in Battle Royale, other abilities will be good in Duos and Dominion, and vice versa. Dominion being the main mode is what I'm going to focus around. So without further ado, let's begin. Also, another thing that I want to say real quick. Ultimate abilities are very easy to acquire currently. So I'm going to base all of my suggestions around the ultimate abilities for each legend. So basically what I'm going to do is give you the best choice for an ability to combine with that set legend's ultimate ability. So without further ado, let's go with Alice first. Now, Alice's ultimate ability drops 2 mines instead of 1. The only thing that hinders her ultimate ability, I guess, is the cooldown for the mines. Now with this one, decreases the skill cooldown by 0.7 seconds for every successful basic attack against an opponent. This ability pretty much decreases your cooldown of your skill for every basic attack that you throw at the enemy or that you manage to land. You will be throwing many basic attacks in Dominion in every mode. You'll be using your basic attack the most. So the more basics you're able to land, the more your skill cooldown gets decreased, which in turn lets you spam more and more of these mines, which could be double mines or singular mines, which does more damage. The more you attack, the more you can use your skill, and the more useful it will be. So these two abilities, I would say, overlap, and that's my first suggestion for a combination of abilities which you can use on Alice. For sure use the ultimate ability and also this one, scientific correlation. Now Brick. Brick's ultimate ability just makes him tankier. Receives 30% less damage when near a wall created by his skill. Judging by this, I think we can also use this, where was it? Decreases skill cooldown by 0.3 seconds every time you receive damage. Now we could do that if we're trying to run Brick strictly as a tank, but that's the thing, I think Brick needs a little bit of damage. He kinda lacks damage, and this ability increases basic attack damage by 40%, is very useful in making up for that lack of damage that Brick suffers from. So I would say, if you want to run Brick strictly tanky, if you have a good teammate for duos or trios, I don't know, you could go for the tankier option, which would be this. Decreases skill cooldown every time, you receive damage. But personally, if you're playing solo, I would suggest combining the ultimate ability, save Brick House, with this one, which gives you some more damage. Now, Cindy's ultimate ability pretty much just expands your hitbox for your ulti, makes it bigger and bigger, and freaking makes it a dark hole. So that's a good ability. The other one, which I combine with Cindy's ultimate ability, is this one, Perseverance. Decreases gouge charge required for ultimate by 32%. So pretty much you can spam your ulti more often than without this ability. Now if you want to focus on sustainability and surviving, you could very well use this one. Each opponent hit by the ultimate's ability finisher attack restores 16% of max HP. But my personal suggestion is using this one if you want to focus on damage and dealing more damage consistently. Because there was a time where I got hit twice and my ulti, I had just used my ulti and my ulti came back up. So my suggestion is use this combination if you want to do damage, and this one if you need survivability. Now for Don, this is what his ultimate ability does: decreases damage received during your ultimate ability by an additional 20% and increases shockwave range by 32%. Now you could very well combine this with this ability, Iron Will of the Night. Increases gouge charge for ultimate gain from receiving damage by 50% if you want to spam your ult over and over again. But here's the thing, Don Quixote's ult kind of makes him immobile and pretty much turns him into a potato that just reflects damage, right? So what I've used on Don Quixote is actually this ability, Enhanced Shield. Increases advancement speed by 11% when using skill, and the skill's final attack pushes the opponent back 53% further. Now this is, in my opinion, the best ability for Dominion. One, it makes him faster, which he was very much in need of. He's a very immobile tank usually, so I think this is the best ability for him. Increases his movement speed and increases also the pushback effect from your attack, which is very useful for the minion. Also, it kind of works as a Petra X skill. So honestly, for the minion, my choice for abilities are these two. Ultimate ability, it is an ultimate ability for a reason. Like I said, decreases damage received during your ultimate, whatever. And this one just for the extra mobility and pushback effect. Now for Ducky, here's my choice. I haven't upgraded my abilities over here because I don't play Ducky much, but here's my choice. Now, this, obviously, like I said, for each legends we'll be using the ultimate ability. Each successful ground and air attack extends the transformation duration by whatever. Alright, so we get increased transformation time. Now, Ducky is only useful when transformed, really. But what usually happens is by the time you're able to transform, you're very low, especially in Dominion. I'm usually like 500 health by the time I need to transform. So what I do to make up for that is use this ability, Transformation Heal. Whenever you transform, you gain a certain amount of health back. If I was to upgrade this, yeah, I guess you could get up to 40% health. And this is really useful because it pretty much just makes you come back into the game, because there's really no use in transforming with very little health, because people will just attack you once and you'd be dead, right? But if you heal as soon as you transform, that means you'll get to deal more damage, in turn extend the duration of your ultimate ability or your ultimate spell, and in turn overall the overlap and you deal more damage. So that's my choice for Ducky abilities, Transformation Heal, as well as It's Not Over Yet. Now for Flare, I don't usually play Flare, but this is what I would use for Flare. Obviously the ultimate ability, Flammable Ammo. After using the ultimate ability, basic attacks create a circle on impact that deals 100 AoE damage per 0.3 seconds for 6 seconds. Each circle lasts for 6 seconds. Alright, so what I would use with this ability is this one. Decreases movement speed by 40% and jump by 54% for 1 second when people get hit by your ulti. So pretty much what that does is make them completely immobile. So if they just get hit by your ulti, which they will get hit by, especially in Dominion, so people just become potatoes. So your ulti deals damage to them and they are not able to escape from it. So these are the two abilities which I would put on Flare and just make people's life miserable as soon as you use your ultimate ability. Now listen, for Goldie, I was really tempted or was really hesitant whether to put the ultimate ability as a mandatory one, but we'll still put it. Now her ulti, we obviously know that it's not really good, but her main spell, I think her spray can is what her should have been her ult, because her spray can is the one that if you land, you start healing people, right? So if we were to use the ultimate ability, the one that I would use to combine with the ult one would be this. Decreases the skill cooldown by 0.5 seconds every time you hit a person with a ground attack. You won't be jumping much with Goldie anyway. So if you use this, you will be able to spam more healing cans. The more healing cans you can spam, the more you'll be able to sustain your partners. And then in turn, you will be able to use your ult more often. For Hook, without a doubt, ultimate ability is absolutely cracked, super strong, increases movement speed by 6% and damage of all attacks by 16% when ultimate ability is active. Now, Hook with her ulti is just a death trap. She's completely vile. But if you activate your ultimate ability, you'll be able to be even more obnoxious. You'll be able to be more obnoxious, dealing more damage and being faster. And the one that I would use with this one is this. Decreases the gouge charge required for ultimate. So pretty much this means that you will have your ulti after landing like 2 strikes. 2 strikes, you have your ulti, which in turn will give you an extra boost of movement speed and damage. And it's just a whole ass mess. It's just a whole ass mess, but you'll be able to have your ultimate pretty much at all times. For Jacko, personally, I would use, of course, the ultimate one. Adds 1 extra stack for skill, enabling consecutive use of the skill. Increases ultimate's ability damage by 16%. This one pretty much just buffs up your ulti. And this one increases damage of all attacks by 18% for 6 seconds when ultimate is available. So you will have your ulti pretty much at all times. and this one will increase your damage for it. So these are the two abilities which I would personally use for Jacko. Oh boy, this never ends. Alright, Kaiser Loud Roar increases movement speed by 16% and decreases damage received by 30%. When ultimate ability is active, decreases skill cooldown by 1%. Every time you receive damage, you will be receiving a lot of damage. People will be hitting you because you're a beefy daddy. And by being beefier, you'll be able to use your skill more. You have survivability and the enemies will hate you. So personally, I think this ability that I'm just gonna show you is even better than the ult itself, but this is it. Ground skill pushes back opponents 28% further. Dude, this is the ability that has won me so many games. Max this out as soon as you can. You become beefy with this one, and with this one you just send them straight to Africa. You punch them and they're like, where the hell am I? That's like one of those slap contents where you just make people completely reset. You become the biggest, or you freaking become Mike Tyson. So beefiness, send them to Africa. Listen, Kurenai is probably gonna be the only legend for who I will not suggest using the ultimate ability. Especially an opponent, it pretty much just awakens him if you manage to smash 2 players in a row without dying. But Kurenai is super frail, so chances are you won't be doing that. So instead of this horrible ability, I would use this one. Resets the ultimate ability cooldown and increases movement speed by 6% per 3 seconds when smashing an opponent. It requires you to smash one opponent instead of this one, which requires you to. So I would use this one, Ninjutsu Fire, and also Ninjutsu Forest. Increases damage of all attacks by 24% when HP is at 50% or below. So these are the 2 abilities which I would combine for Kurenai. Alright, Master Cat, without a doubt, ultimate ability is absolutely cracked. Increases ultimate ability's damage by 50%. 50%. This is my favorite legend, by the way. 50% ultimate ability, right? So you just need to attack people 3 times, and whoever comes near you is dead. But look at this, that's not enough. See, what I would use to combine with this is Mind Focus. Depending on the ultimate resource stack, increases damage of all attacks by 12%, 24%, or 36%. So 36% if you have 3 stacks for your ulti, and then another additional 50% for using it when landing it. So pretty much if somebody gets hit by your ulti, they're just dead. You're sending them straight into another game. So these are the 2 abilities which I would use for Master Cat. Nui, pretty self-explanatory. Decreases guard charge required for ult. Your ult is actually very valuable, especially when fighting tanks. So 20%, and fires 2 additional rays of light forward. You pretty much, actually I used to get one shot all the time when play Kaiser versus Nui. So yeah, obviously the ultimate ability, and the other one which I would use is this very simple, increases skill damage by 32%. So pretty much you fire more rays and you deal more damage. That's it for Nui. Now Octavia's ult actually used to stand or stay there and heal you without the need of this ability, but now you have to equip it if you want to get a healing over time effect. So I would definitely equip the ultimate ability if I was to play Octavia, and the other one which I would play, Octavia's role is just pretty much a healer. That's all she is. She deals some damage, but you can push people away with your ground X skill, but also your main idea is to heal. So what I would do is add the ability to heal 8%. Now when I first read this, Adagio? Whatever. When I first read this, I didn't understand. I thought that it was only sometimes you would heal, sometimes you wouldn't heal. But actually, every single time you use a jump X skill, you heal your allies as well as yourself. So this is actually completely broken for Battle Royale, for duos, as well as for the minion. So for sure, for Octavia, I would use these 2 abilities. Alright, hear me out for Petra. Hear me out. This one is good. This one is good. It's really good actually in Battle Royale, I guess, in duos. In Dominion also is not bad, but personally what I used to run were these 2. And let me tell you why. Increases movement speed by 60% for 4 seconds after reviving. This is the ability that has won me the most games, and strictly won them because I pretty much just turned into Sonic. I turned into Sonic, I managed to make it back to the square, so people don't cap, they don't cap. And then After that, I just, well, try to keep it until my other teammates revive if we all got knocked out, and we have managed to make quite the comebacks. So personally, I really love this ability. I don't think I'll ever change it when it comes to the minion play. So yeah, 60% after you get revived is absolutely massive. And the other one which I would use with it is this ground skill, pushes back opponents 28% further, which pretty much means you're like Kaiser but more frail, like a fanboy Kaiser. So yeah, I would personally use these two abilities, or if I had to combine the ultimate ability with one, it would be the speed one. The speed one, in my opinion, is the most underrated ability ever. For Rembert, obviously this one, 4 additional bombs, deal more damage, and then the other one, you pretty much stay on the ground for the majority of the games. Of course, you have to charge from the air sometimes, but that is only if you lose control. So, increases damage of all attacks by 48% for 8 seconds when hitting an opponent with a grounded skill. I think this one will be active for majority of the game, and this one just increases your ult damage. So yeah, these are the two that I would combine for Rembert. Now for Rapunzel, personally I would combine these two. Applies ultimate hit effect to opponents hit by your basic attacks for 6 seconds after smashing an opponent. This effect explodes faster than the ultimate and causes a brave stun. So personally I would use this one, which ups your ultimate pretty much, and combine it with I'll Bury You. Increases ultimate ability damage by 20%. These are actually huge together. So if I had to choose two, I would just run these two. Cold Feast and I'll Bury You. Oh boys, we're coming to the end. Let's go. Alright, Ravi just gets extra hand with his ultimate ability. Decreases Q cooldown. Yep, this is huge. Actually one of the most OP abilities. It doesn't sound like much, but it's actually one of the most OP abilities in the game. And I personally combine it with this. Instant Awakening increases basic attack damage by 40%. For 30 seconds after hitting an opponent with a skill. You'll always be hitting people with a skill, especially if you have this one. Gives you extra hands, increases range. So yeah, these two are what I would run on Ravi. Alright, for Red, the most hated legend ever. Striking the Veil, this one is just, it completely makes you cracked. You pretty much one-shot people out of stealth. So yeah, a classic assassin slash rogue legend, super broken. And what I would use to combine with this ult ability is this Invisible Shadow, increases movement speed while in stealth by 31%. So pretty much you go into stealth, you turn into Sonic, and then without people expecting, you get a damage boost. So this one makes you super fast during stealth, and this one increases your damage during stealth. So these are the two abilities which I would use on Red. Alright, for Robin, ultimate ability, pretty self-explanatory. I won't repeat it, I won't read it anyway, but this one, Target Chaser. Now there's two options here. Either you increase your own movement speed or you decrease the enemy's movement speed. These are the two options that we got. Personally, I prefer getting movement speed for myself, because I won't be using my ult ability to just chase down people. Sometimes I would need to run. So yeah, my personal choice would be these two. Ultimate ability is pretty self-explanatory, like I said, and Target Chaser just for that extra mobility when you need to run or when you need to chase. Alright, for Snow, I would use Zeo, reset skill cooldown and recover some HP by smashing an opponent, and I would combine it with Blitz Blade, increases your next skill damage by 46% after using your ultimate ability. So if this just resets your cooldown, then this just boosts your next ability, and even if you miss it, some basic attacks and you'll be able to chain it. So for Snow, I would personally use Zeo and Blitz Blade. Alright, so Witch Queen, pretty much this instantly polymorphs people, they don't expect it, and they just turn into frogs and nobody's gonna kiss them. So anyway, I would combine it with this one, Light as a Feather, not because of the basic attack damage increase, but rather by the jump increase. It makes you jump 22% higher. You know how huge that is? That is huge because when your ultimate ability is an instant cast, you can just drop on people, and as soon as even before you hit the ground, you use your ulti, you turn into frogs. So these two are an absolute must. Light as a Feather and Surprise. Alright, these two abilities for Wolfgang, Beast of the Full Moon and Track Blood. Ultimate ability deals 8% additional damage to opponents with 50% HP or below. That's pretty much an execute. It helps you finish people off. And what happens if you finish people off? Well, you get a boost. Each opponent smash increase damage of all attacks by 20% until Wolfgang is killed. So pretty much this helps you take people out, and this one increases or gives you a damage boost for it. So these two are what I would combine, Track Blood and Beast of the Full Moon. Alright, and for the Petra, I have not had much of a chance to play her yet, but I would combine these two. Frontal Breakthrough increases damage of all attacks by 28% for 3 seconds upon being hit while using ultimate. You always get hit while you try to use your ultimate unless you're very far away, but usually you get hit, and I would combine it with this. Increases movement speed by 8% when ultimate is available. So this one can make you position well, and it can make you even go close to people and try to get hit, and that this way you will increase your ultimate damage. So these are my choices for the best abilities for each single legend. I am super tired, Jesus Christ. I hope you guys appreciate this video and I hope you guys agree. If you disagree, I don't really care. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.